Down at the golf green today, Tay and I are going to put out some plant growth regulator because it's starting to grow quite a bit, but the green, haven't been down here for about 4 days and the green looks a bit nasty, doesn't it? Disgusting. So we've got some nasty looking patches, dry patches. It went a bit dry the other day because we had a ton of wind and it looked really nasty, and the ducks are still doing their business, and where they're doing it, it's getting quite lush and green. So the green is due for a fertilizer app, so I think today we need to come down, fix the green, get it looking nice, and just look after the thing properly. So let's get into it. So Tay's about to start mowing just to clean up. Just gonna do a single cut today, just because it hasn't been mowed in about 4 days now. Mowed at the end of last week. But even the ryegrass is needing some work at the moment. So we've got our pre-emergent out earlier in the season. We put some barricade down in this area, but now that we're getting some warmer temps, the poa is starting to struggle, or the winter grass. So it should start to really get sick and die out soon. As you can see, got bits of winter grass all throughout the ryegrass here. And it's looking quite sick because the temps are starting to kick up, and I'm backing the watering off on this area a little bit to sort of deal with the winter grass. But it looks crook, and the ryegrass is in desperate need of a feed too, so we're gonna get some granular feed out today. Now the reason we're doing it today is because there is a bit of rain about to kick in for the next couple of days, so it'd be great to get some fert out at the same time as there's some rain around. So I'm gonna put down some spring start, which you can find on my website, down on the bend because it's got a mini prill, which is great for golf greens. And for the ryegrass here, we're gonna put some Dominate Mini out. Now ryegrass is quite hungry grass, if you guys weren't aware, so extra nitrogen really does help out the area. Don't stack it, bro. So basically fert today, bit of mowing, trying to get this area to come back and look a lot nicer because I'm just not happy with it. Not happy with it at all. And then we're gonna get some PGR out probably next week. Look at this. Definitely mowing some grass off, so it's grown quite a bit in the last 4 days. So I need to do a little bit of a groom on the green very, very soon, and probably a top dress too, just to help with a little bit of the, over the whole of winter it did get a little bit spongy because I fell behind on a few cuts. Something you need to be on top of, man, when you got a golf green, when you're mowing so short, is your regular mowing, or you need to get out some plant growth regulator to help regulate that growth for you, which is why we're going to put it out soon, probably in the next, I'd say next week after all this rain. Get the fert out today, let it do its thing, let it repair the spots, get some colour back in this area. The duck poos are frustrating, but what can you do? It's like dogs when they do a whiz on the lawn and it turns those green patches, like you just get the spots everywhere. So not much I can do about the ducks. So I haven't seen them around much lately, so hopefully they're old ones. We will see, but the green looks a ton better after a cut, after Taylor's just cut it now. All the parts that I thought were super, super dry was just the leaf, and some new growth has come up underneath. So you can see it looks pretty healthy. It just is hungry now. It's just in need of a feed. So generally I like to feed this about every 12 weeks when you're using granulars, and monthly with liquids, but we haven't actually given this a feed for longer than that. It's been a while. I think since when Luke was here, I did it 4 weeks before that, so I don't know how long that's been, but it's been a very long time. We had a few spots here though that went really, really dry, which I didn't realise. Starting to see new shoots coming back through, but there's a lot of it that did half die out. Unfortunately, good thing bent grass repairs and will fill in a lot of those areas, but it was a little bit crook. There's a tiny bit of algae just there too, down the bottom, which if I got out some Enhance That actually helps with moss and algae because of the iron sulfate that's in that product. So I need to get some of that out when we put the PGR out next week, just to help knock some of that algae that's in there. Very common in Gulf greens, you see a lot of black algae coming out where there's some thin areas. In the dense areas, obviously the algae can't form, but it happens where it's thin. Generally there's a bit more shade. That spot's not shady, but it's just a bit of a thin spot there from where it dried out. And then I try to get it back with a couple of days of water. Okay, but all in all, it's not that bad. Like, it's still a good color. It looks dense, very, very dense, but it just needs to be taken to the next level. It's just not where I want it to be. Could be a lot better. Also, just looking at the ryegrass, there is a little bit of herbicide burn from where we put the bow and arrow out a few weeks ago. You can't really see it here on camera. In person, you can see a little bit more. There you go, you can see a little bit. Just a little bit of a strip just there. It's obviously where I overlapped with the sprayer, unintentionally, and a little bit just here too. So it's just gone over rate in those spots. It'll come back, but that's another reason why we're trying to get some fertilizer out today, is just to get a bit of repair back, get some nitrogen back into the ryegrass, which why Dominate Mini is a good product with that high end. All right, so today we're putting out some spring start for the green because the mini prill, as I mentioned. So it's a 16-110. This came off the bag. And it's great for spring, that's why it's called spring start. So we'll put it out at about 2 kilos per 100 square meters. But here is the size of the prill just here. So nice and fine, which is great for your shortcut turf, especially when we're cutting at 3 mil like we are here on the green. Should just bring this thing back to health and really get it kicking along. They call these bags easy open, but I never get it right. No! Give it a good old pull. No, the other way. This way. What other way? You can only pull in one direction, like this. Ready? 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 Watch this. Oh, actually, I feel embarrassed. So strong, Taylor. Oh, yes. What the? This is why you're employed. That is how I forgot. Shivers. You just got to give it a go, mate. So this is more fairway grade compared to the other one. Still mini prill though. We're on the green. Well, that is done and dusted, so we should see in about a week a huge improvement on this area. Should have really got out a little bit early, to be honest, but I just kind of forgot. Let's be honest. Now, man, there's some flies about today. That's about all we're gonna do on the green area. We need to hand pick some grassy weeds out of here soon. Some that came up through winter, some of the poa or the winter grass. We're not gonna hand pick that, that will die out. But there's just some phalaris on the edges that I need to come through and just hand weed out of this area that was just in the soil beforehand. Nothing to really selectively spray that. A little bit of paspalum that survived the whole of winter. And it was just down below. So that's not stuff that germinated after the barricade was put out. That was already there, already had germinated in the soil. So we've got a little bit around, not a lot compared to last year at this time, but there's still a bit about which I have to hand pick out just with a screwdriver and just pick it out of the ground. Might be a job for Taylor. But also, once the rain clears, I've got to come through and spray out the weeds on the old Tiff Tuff, give it a scalp, set it up for the season. So we'll do a scalp, let it grow back, and after that scalp, probably gonna start thinking about sprigging. So that's how close we are. Like Probably, we're in October now, by the time it hits November, we'll basically be ready. So we'll spray the weeds out of this, spray the rest of the weeds again out of the area we're sprigging, and gonna make a start. That's exciting. It's fine if we leave this on the leaf without water for about 24 hours. Just be aware if you put it on wet grass, you can get a little bit of burn because the prill actually activates and cracks open and you get some nitrogen down onto your leaf without enough water to prevent burn. So make sure you pull out when the area is dry. Please don't hit me with that golf ball. If you're gonna shank that, go. I wanna get over the, but we've got rain in the next 3 hours, so we'll be sweet. You're gonna go over the tree. What are you doing? Oh, what was that? You unco. What are you trying to do? Huh? What are you trying to do?
Flop it.
Into what? The tree? Mate, you don't get paid to do this. Try to get it in on the green, mate. Not in the tree.
Well, we just fertilised it. I was trying not to walk all over.
That's right, I'm walking on. Oh, God. Just don't hit me, man. Here we go. Close.
If it was mowed, maybe.
If it was mowed. Judge me. Judged. Here we go. That ball's seen better days. What happened to it?
The dog ate it, but looks
like a fox or something had a go at it. Well, thanks guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Products I talked about in today's video are on the website. For the plant growth regulator next week, we're going to be using some Primo Max. We don't have any stock of that on the website at the moment, but we do have some Astro there on the website, which is the same active. Exactly the same active as Primo Trinex Spec Ethyl. So if you need something you don't have any, have a look at Astro on the website. Works just the same, it's just a different name. Anyway, thanks guys so much. Appreciate yous. And we'll see you in the next vid. You just took a massive chunk out of the ground, bro. You dog. So it's been 4 days since we put out the fertiliser on the ryegrass and the green. Look how much better the colour is on this area. Like the ryegrass has greened up so much. Like it is insane. The colour's starting to really show now because the ryegrass has picked up a lot of colour and the power hasn't greened up too much, or the wintergrass. But mate, it looks just so much healthier. So much healthier. You could tell it really needed a fert. Bro, even the green looks a ton better. Now, on the video the other day, you might have seen these spots. A little bit of brown patch showing up. I didn't really talk about it, but I put down some azoxystrobin just to help amend that brown patch there. It showed up when we've had a ton of rain. So before we got this big bout of rain, I also got some azoxystrobin out in the area, just a preventative to stop any more coming up and spreading, and watered that in so I got down into the soil. But even the green, just the colour pickup, is just so good. It is looking awesome, and this will start to improve day by day now, especially with the warm temps about. Generally don't really get the full effect of your fert until about a week and a half after the fact, when you really get the really nice green up. But we've had such a good colour boost. Really good rain too, which has helped, but it looks great. Even the Tiff Tuff has greened up a ton. We're going to be scalping that next week and getting ready to do some sprigging very soon. Just wanted to show you that. Super stoked and happy with it. Also, just thought I'd quickly show you guys too how good the kike looks 2 and a couple of days after Reno. Like, some areas have pretty much completely filled in like this. Few thinner spots, but that'll be filled in by the end of next week. I have no doubt in my mind. Like, far out. Such a good time of year. Love it when the grass starts greening up like this. Just starts looking schmick. Beautiful. All right, bye.